That is just my throat. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning. Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Wow. Should I get the calls from the previous program? I guess so. Yes. Yeah, that was impressive. And my alder was here.
Your alder, my alder. Larissa Taylor's now my alder.
Charlene
Lamont Westmoreland was my alder before the lines were redrawn.
Charlene Moore is my alder. So.
Carvey did not think she was. He closed the door in her face. She was trying to come in the studio, and Carvey was like,
for credentials.
Carvey was like, she looking a little too fly to be an alder woman. Carvey was like, oh, one of my groupies that came up to the studio. Carvey, that's the alder woman, because she was rocking the little skirt. She looked cute, and Carvey was like, you cannot be an alder woman. I'm sorry. Okay, we ain't gonna get Debo in trouble. Is somebody here for Carvey P? Was she here for real? Did they know you?
You had some business, man. Just say you had some
business. You had some business.
Here, there go your mic, bro. Right. Oh, you had some business?
Yeah, some business.
Not business.
Business.
Never let them know where you work. Never let them know where you work, because they will show up.
I'm here before I leave.
I am.
Your little conversation about the weather girl on Channel 12,
Sally.
Wholly inappropriate.
Well,
wholly inappropriate. It's not where you get hungry as long as you eat at home.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God.
I didn't say that.
Yours was worse.
What did I say?
Yeah, I was appalled by all of y'all. It sounded like a men's locker room, and it was outrageous on the air.
But you can get on here and salivate about salivate about Indus. I have to sit up and listen. Indus and Indus.
Is the word salivate?
Yeah, salivate.
Is it salivate?
Yeah, it's a black
with
thing.
With a V?
With a V. Salivate with a V. It's salivate.
You got me questioning like salivate.
Salivate. Ain't that some? There's a double standard here.
There's not a double standard.
There is a double standard here.
Because first of all, this is not a local person. It's national.
It don't matter.
In fact, he's international.
So
and it's simply and respectfully,
yes,
that's a handsome brother. He fine.
She's
fine. So we can't feel the same way about her.
When she turned around, I'm like,
especially when she turned around.
So
I like when she walked from the news desk to the rest of it. They get that long.
That's like J-Lo.
Yeah.
That's like J-Lo. When she turned around, that's when the business starts.
I was in the car being so appalled.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
By all of y'all.
I got something here about you salivating over dudes.
Salivate? Could you please stop saying salivate?
You gonna say that all day?
The word is salivate. Yes, salivate. He up in here talking about salivate. Talking about it's a black thing. So
yeah. Like stove.
Yeah.
Like stove. Folk.
Okay. What? Go on with your show, man.
It was like back in the day, I was working on the South Side. They were doing an adjustment for AFDC. So they had to send out adjustment checks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Carvey said salivate. That means to drool. Yes, Carvey.
That's where we get the root word of saliva.
Look up salivate though, Carvey.
Yeah, find salivate.
He won't.
You need to go to the Urban Dictionary for that. So anyway, young sister called in. She go, Mr. Parris. I said, yeah, what's going on? She said, when we getting those radioactive checks?
Oh no. Retroactive is what she was trying to say.
Like
so anyway,
like Atlas
don't think I didn't hear it.
Eclipse.
Don't think I didn't
hear
it. The Olympics. Or what does Kennedy call her?
To his credit, he is for.
She calls it her experiences. Her experiences. Wow. All right. I'm sorry. I never ever want to offend you.
Oh my God.
I am so
That's why I sent you that text message
yesterday.
About your what was that, your voice? You said yesterday? I was like, yes.
Somebody scratching.
Your voice irritates me too.
I know it does.
I said that yesterday. Felt bad too, as soon as I said
no, you did not. You said something slick when I responded back to you. Did you feel bad? Well, last time you felt bad about hurting somebody's feelings.
19.
I was going to say 20th century.
Wow.
1980.
Elementary school.
Elementary school. Little Sally Joe Jones. I was telling him yesterday, I saw one of the greatest names ever for a Hollywood actor.
What?
Her name was Beverly Hills.
Wow.
I thought that's slick. That's almost as good as Hollywood's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fly.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm going to look up and see.
But if you just say the
anything.
Beverly, it sounds all old.
Yeah. Is that an old name?
Beverly is an old name.
Do we don't name any young ladies Beverly?
Have you seen a young Beverly?
No.
It's just like I never see old Michelle's. So I'm worried because you never see old Michelle's. I don't know any old
So
Michelle's.
you worried?
You worried?
I am, like, like
Life expectancy.
Yeah.
Kind of worried.
you go.
You know, we talked
You
about this,
don't.
how you have these different names and you can tell
But they're generational.
right?
Yeah, certainly. But
So when you
Michelle was an old name though.
Because how many Geraldines and Josephines and stuff do you know?
Unless you named
Yeah,
after
you don't.
your big mama Josephine.
What's wrong? Garvey's like Geraldine.
Yeah.
He just got
Hey,
so-
Garvey, let's
what's that,
not.
Garvey?
Let's not.
Oh, I know you. Don't come for Garvey's name.
Alberta would be
No,
another
no, I ain't gonna come for his name. I'm
Don't
good.
come for his name.
But it's interesting.
Alberta.
You and Michelle Obama,
I mean, and I thought
That's
about her when I was
generational.
talking about that.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Michelle
We're the
Pitts.
same. Michelle Pitts. We're in that same
Yeah.
kind of age range.
I tell you, a name you don't hear a lot of either is Keith.
I know a bunch of Keiths. I know
But-
Keiths my age.
I don't
Yeah.
like any of them.
Because you're a lot older than me,
All of
Keith,
them
so.
are a trip. Keith Terry, get on my whole last nerves.
Mhm.
Hope
Keith
he's
Bailey.
listening. Keith Bailey. I like
Mhm.
Keith Bailey though.
Yeah,
I
he's,
like
he's
Keith
cool.
Bailey. That's the only one. Keith
I like the other
Mosley.
Michelles.
Yeah.
Say what?
You like the other
I like the other
Michelles?
Michelles. They're all cool with me.
But wait, what's your name?
Darren.
Really? Did you just say that aloud? It's Darren. It is.
But that's that would be what, the millennial? What was it? Who was that?
My mom said she named me after Bobby Darren.
Yeah.
She liked the name.
Yeah.
Darren.
Did you go to
Who was
Marshall?
Bobby Darren.
He was a
Singer.
singer.
What did he say?
Country.
Was it a white guy?
Kind of country.
Did some acting.
Really?
Did you go to Marshall?
No.
Because there's
South
a brother
Division.
that played ball there, Darren LaFleur.
Well, I know a lot of
Oh,
LaFleurs.
And where was my guy, the
Thousand
DJ?
of them.
The brother that passed.
Recently?
Darren, no, a few years ago. Darren
Darren D.
Darren D.
Darren D. Walk.
D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
D.
Darren
Walk.
D.
Yeah, good dude. Good dude.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a lot of respect for that brother because he had such a courageous fight with cancer.
Yeah,
man.
he was
I
sick.
mean, he was sick,
I
but
used
he
to see him all the time.
kept coming.
He actually was the first one to hire me in commercial radio.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
dude.
he's a good brother. He actually did work with my son.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was like a mentor to Derek, and he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal.
Mhm.
I watched, speaking of, I watched a documentary yesterday on Jerry Lee Lewis,
The singer,
the killer.
the killer.
First of all,
Wait, what?
that was his nickname.
But he was
the
a rock
Killer.
and roll.
Oh, that
guy.
was
rock and roll.
Jerry Lee
He
Lewis-
did country.
His nickname was the killer.
Right. And I don't
That's
know.
what
They
you-
showed his family tree. He's from Louisiana. Jimmy Swaggart is his first cousin.
Really?
Mickey Gilley is his first cousin.
Mm.
They all play piano. Obviously, Jimmy Swaggart went to a different direction than Mickey Gilley and Jerry Lee Lewis. But he said something. I give him a whole lot of respect. He gave nothing but honor to the blues man that he heard. He talked about this guy used to have, this black man had a hall, and he sneak up and sneak into the place to hear B.B. King. And he said,
Wow.
once I heard B.B. King, it was on. And then he said that Chuck Berry was the king of rock and roll, without question. And he did not like Elvis.
But Little Richard would have had something to say about that.
And they did. Little Richard, he talked about Little Richard, those folks. And there's a duet he does with Little Richard. I don't know if it's His Eyes on the Sparrow. They're both fighting Jesus at this point.
Mm.
This guy was, and you see it and see his performance, what he could do with a piano was just amazing.
You know, and so now that you said that, because I see that documentary appearing on my screen, and I just click past it, so I'm gonna have to, go watch it.
It was fascinating, and I did see
Read that text.
they cloned which one? Yeah, I know. I found out when I got home. I was getting text messages. Don't come home.
I'm gonna have a text from Debo in a minute.
Don't know what any of this is going on, but
I'm gonna have a text for you.
I
in a
really
minute.
like that. I like the morning crew because I'm a big Jaron fan. I love Jaron. I just think
What morning crew?
the morning crew we was talking about with Lindsay Slater. What's Jaron's last name?
I forget Jaren's name.
Yeah,
I don't
Jaron.
watch. I don't watch. For
I don't
Jaren.
watch Channel 12.
I'm cool with the
I don't
Black
watch
media
that
group. You get a chance to meet him, but dude is free, and I appreciate his freedom. You know,
Whatever. I don't watch Channel 12.
What's the other
I
brother?
like the brother on. Is he on CBS 58?
correct.
He got that crazy haircut. His hair is like a hot top fade. What's his
Jupiter,
name?
Frankie Jupiter.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie
First his name
Wait,
is
Frankie
crazy.
Jupiter Jr.
His name
Wow.
is so crazy. I'm like, your name is not Frankie Jupiter. I never met no black person with
Wow.
that name that's not a performer. But I just love his personality and how, genuine and cool.
What's the
he
black
is.
lady's name on 6
In the morning?
in the
in
morning.
the morning? Yeah,
Kim Murphy.
Kim. Doesn't she go to your church? Her
No,
folks
she's
came
at
out of.
Mr. King.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling her where she go to church. She'd
But-
be stalked.
Ain't nobody talking Kim Murphy.
Okay,
But
until they do.
ain't nobody talking her.
I had no idea.
They ain't stalking her. The black lady that's on Spectrum. Oh my God, I love that lady.
Chantel.
She looked like your sister or your
Right.
cousin
Mm.
that's at the house. Cooking greens.
She's a good
with you.
sister.
I love her.
Her
And I'm gonna
husband
just tell
works
you,
at UWM.
like one of my things that has always gotten me in trouble with black media is because I always paid attention, particularly to people, that come in out of state. So I pay attention to who they put in front of the camera.
Mhm.
And frequently these were black people that were meant to appeal to white people.
Mhm.
So, they weren't worried about how black viewers reacted or responded. We wanted to make sure white folks was comfortable with who we put in front of the camera. That's always the way I felt. And then I would watch a lot of black media come to this town and not ingratiate themselves in the black community. But you can go find them at any white event, Jolly Jipper, all their girlfriends, good guys. I'm telling you, all they guys,
The
they
Jolly
people
Jipper last
be,
night.
the white people, but like you looking like, so who y'all mess with in the black community for real? And what black events do you come to just on the strength that I'm black and I'm going to this event?
Mhm.
And over the years, I've seen, like I always, my barometer is DeMarco Morgan. And sometimes that's not fair, but DeMarco Morgan goes into every city and makes that city his city. He became cool. People loved him. They followed him. And there have been other black media people that come to this town other than work. They do not mess with the black community.
No, he's
And I'm
with,
not, that ain't lost on me.
He's with ABC now, right?
Yeah, DeMarco, he does the, when old boy got fired for messing with the girl on the job, the woman on the job.
Oh, okay.
Light-skinned boy. What's his name?
I can't think of brothers.
I see his face, but I can't call his
Yeah,
name either.
handsome to death. Got fired for messing with old girl, and DeMarco got his job. And looks good doing it right at home. But that was always one of my grievances with many black media that came to this town. They did not ingratiate themselves in the black community. If it wasn't work, we didn't see them.
Mhm.
And if you didn't travel in a certain circle, you didn't see them. So that's why when some of them got fired and people was trying to rally the troops, I was like, don't call me because I don't see them. I'm not coming to help. They got fired.
You ain't printing no t-shirts.
I ain't printing no t-shirt. Call out. I'm like, and it sounds crass, but I mean that. Call all them white folks you run with all day to come save you. I'm not coming to save you because you don't mess with us.
I did see they cloned Tyrone.
TJ Holmes, thank you.
TJ Holmes.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Was Eddie Murphy? I mean, not Eddie Murphy. Jamie Foxx, amazing.
He was funny.
Come on, man.
He was funny.
He was so good.
He was.
Have you
funny.
seen that, Debo?
I didn't care for it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was very poorly made.
What?
I did.
Did you understand what it was about?
Science.
the premise?
Was he dreaming?
No.
No.
Something
They
lost me with it because I'm not
But
into
the
science
premise
fiction
of-
like that.
The premise is why we act the way we act, and there were white folks who were creating the
Orchestrating this
substance,
whole thing.
and it hit Jamie Foxx when they were at the chicken place.
Yeah.
And he figured out because he had he thought it was cocaine.
I'll go back and watch it again.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
So was it in the chicken?
yeah. And
yeah,
that's
like
the point
that's
that
what
they're
the stuff
making.
they was making. Like it's in the Kool-Aid, it's in the chicken.
Right.
It's
David
in
Allen Greer was the pastor.
Yeah,
Did he not look like Greg Lewis?
he did.
He looked like
He did.
no, he did. He
He
looked
got
like
it.
Greg
Greg
Lewis
Lewis.
with the beard, and
Yeah.
the only thing he didn't have was
Was
the
the
locks.
Right.
But he looked like Greg Lewis. Man, what was the real
Carvey said
concept?
the real concept. What was the real concept?
Well, if you're gonna talk,
Talking to
Michelle,
Mike,
now come
man.
over here since you're talking.
But yeah, Debo, you gotta rewatch. Just do a rewatch because
I'm gonna give
when
it
you-
another shot.
yeah, because like some people get caught up in like the buffoonery, tomfoolery of it,
Mm.
but it was all leading to
Right.
a particular point or message.
Yeah. So basically, at the end, basically in the beginning of the movie, it was like they was thinking like the white people was doing like all this whole like these little theories and stuff, but behind everything, it was a black face. Like, did you see that part?
Yeah, wasn't that Von? That was Vonnie. Wasn't that Vonnie?
But that's like if I don't know if y'all compare that to real life, but if y'all compare that to real life, you know how like
We call them plants.
yeah. Do y'all
Mm.
know how like they try to plan like basically like whites are like kind of like the higher
Mhm.
uppers, right? But
The white dudes, all the managers in the Afro
yeah,
wigs.
but it's like a double twist.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, because like Keon loves to say, "Who really is Geppetto?"
Right.
Who's really pulling the strings. And so while on the surface you might have thought it was, these people, didn't come to find out it was people that look just like you. So
But it still got back to the white man.
yeah, it really did.
It did.
You know,
It got back.
but I'm telling you, Debo, yeah, I would definitely.
And
encourage you to take
they
the
were
second look.
everything. Now I'm gonna look at my communion a little bit different now because the communion wine when it was delivered, the grape juice was a communion wine.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention. To
That's
that
what.
part,
That's
'cause I
why they was
going
tripping
in
in
and out.
church,
Right. Yeah.
because
Because
of the grape juice. And so they were showing. Basically, the premise is that there's a lot of external things that they put into us, and the easiest way to do it is through food.
entertainment,
Food. So the strip club,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it was so the concept. Now, I would give it about a 6.5. But Jamie Foxx was outstanding.
He was amazing. He was so good.
Now the sister though, she was pretty good.
excellent. I gave her kudos. She was excellent. But Jamie Foxx, you talking about embodying a character?
Oh yeah, that.
Wait a minute now. I'm trying to remember. Are we talking about the same movie? Because was it this guy with his son and he got shot or something?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his son, but that wasn't his son.
He was straight.
Yeah.
It was the dude's son,
Son.
and he gave him because he cloned him, so he gave him his memory.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Right. 'Cause
Maybe
it
I
was the
just couldn't
cop
keep
shot
up,
him, right?
'cause
When
I-
he shot by a cop, coming out the convenience store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot by cop.
Yeah.
Shot by a cop. Yeah. So I think it would be good to show in terms of having a discussion around the influencers or the influences of our behavior, and there's a contributing things there. So to talk about the food, and we talk about
I mean, and
food
people,
desert.
we do that now though. But even people talk about when they see how big these kids are,
Right.
and these kids are pre-diabetic and all this. People's like, and the chicken is bigger than it's ever been before. Like
yeah.
chicken pieces is,
Hormones.
like these are not real animals. So people talk all the time, like, what are they putting in the food? What are they doing today? Every time I think about them Flaming Hots and all these people that eat that foolishness with that crazy color dye going in their system, and you got to understand the impact. And even the perm,
Yeah.
because as we talk about Black women now and fibroid tumors and that connection potentially between hair relaxers,
Yep.
but they show them getting the creamy crack
Mhm.
in the store, and the perm connection. I was just like,
And you could see how the women would change
Yes.
once the chemicals kicked in.
yes.
So it was a great social commentary.
Did you ever have a Jerry curl?
I did.
I did too.
Mine was fly.
Never had a curl. I
Mine
never.
was fly. Anybody
Never
that
had
had one
press.
thought that theirs was fly.
Right. My mom would.
mine was cold.
My
My-
mom
Yeah.
wouldn't let
I
me
had
put
hair
any
down to my
chemicals.
shoulders, man. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
I'm just
My
saying.
mother
I
wouldn't let
did.
me do any chemicals.
My mother didn't let me, but when I
Your
went on summer
mother
vacation, I
wouldn't
got
let
it
you?
done.
My mother used to be a beautician, and so when it came to our hair, my mother was no
He
seriously.
missed it. He missed it.
He missed what?
Nothing.
What did my mother?
That's your mama. That you just said.
And how old were you when you first sought after getting this?
About 17.
And your mama told you no?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, so it was never a thing. My hair was always natural.
And where is it now?
It's gone.
I mean, yeah, because my mama told me I bet not, and I went right to New York and got one.
No, I didn't. My mama didn't have to tell me anything about the curl. The curl is like the worst hairstyle ever for black people. Ever.
What are you talking
the
about?
curl was
No,
just,
it wasn't.
Yes,
it was fly. And my
messy,
curl was amazing.
Smelly.
Messy.
Mine wasn't messy. I didn't have it wet. I ain't had it wet.
You didn't have a
You
plastic
had
bag?
a wet.
I never wore a plastic bag, never had to wet. Nope. After I put the stuff in it, my products dry.
So you didn't walk around with that little small bottle?
Never. No.
Jerry Curl
Keep it lubricated all day.
No, what's his name from Coming to America? Eric LaSalle. Yeah, no.
You know, he was the only one that did not do the sequel. Eric LaSalle was the only one who did not do the sequel. I wonder what the backstory is on that. Everybody else that was living did it. Even the people that were doing those cameos, Sexual Chocolate, the whole band was there. The twins were there.
Do the sequel?
Yeah, but he didn't. He wasn't in the sequel.
That's interesting, kid.
All right, you listen to Community Voice. The phone line's open, 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Happy Financial Literacy Month. If you're dreaming of financial freedom, new ways to pay down debt, or tips to invest in your future, Educators Credit Union can help. They offer budgeting tools, personal finance courses, and debt solutions to turn your financial dreams into reality. Learn more at ECU.com. Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in southeastern Wisconsin. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Trump economy was a disaster for Black America. He prioritized the wealthy and big business, not us, giving them tax breaks while we got left behind. Under Trump, hundreds of thousands of Black Americans lost health insurance in the middle of a pandemic. And don't forget the division, the violence, and disrespect we faced while he was in charge. Now, he's coming after our voting rights. And if he's president again, Trump vowed to be a, quote, dictator who would get revenge. We can't go back. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are working hard for Black America. They sent $1,400 cash relief checks when they were needed most. Our wages are up. We've got millions of new good-paying jobs, and the cost of insulin is capped at $35 for seniors. There's more to do, but it's clear that on the economy, Black America is getting ahead with President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
Get ready, Wisconsin. The Black Child Development Institute is expanding its village statewide. Join us for an unforgettable evening of celebration and empowerment at our gala on Saturday, May 4th, 2024 at the Hilton Milwaukee City Center. Tickets are available for $150 per person and sponsorships are available. Adorn yourself in formal African attire as we celebrate this momentous occasion and the growth of our village. For more information and to purchase tickets, call 414-236-5641 or visit bcdi-wisconsin.org. That is 414-236-5641 or bcdi-wisconsin.org. Don't miss out on this unforgettable event. Together, let's build a brighter future for Wisconsin's children.
You know I need the money, gotta get the money cause I need some cash. Hey, come on, gotta get it.
Feeling the weight of financial stress? Take a breather and listen to these quick tips to lighten the load in just 30 seconds. First, face your finances head on. Create a budget and track your spending to gain control. Next, tackle debt strategically. Prioritize high-interest loans and consider consolidation options. Practice self-care and seek support. Remember, you're not alone in the journey. By taking small steps, you can ease money stress and pave the way to financial peace of mind.
Hello, I'm Vanessa, co-chair of the Juneteenth Vendors.
I am Frank, co-chair of the Juneteenth Volunteers.
Juneteenth is fastly approaching and space is always limited. So if you have an interest in being a vendor, you need to sign up today.
Juneteenth would not be successful unless we have volunteers. We need volunteers for a multitude of different areas. So companies, corporations, organizations, Divine Nine, even families, please sign up to be volunteers today.
So call Northcott Neighborhood House today at 414 414-372-3770.
Vendors and volunteers call today at 414-372-3770.
Thank you.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee. You're inside Community Voice on WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice. The phone line's open 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. You were talking about what happened down in Chicago.
Yes.
I know why y'all got pulled over. I told her about those tinted windows.
What car was we in? She didn't have the Benz at that time.
She didn't have the Benz, okay.
No, we was in the Camry.
Because I was going to snitch. She's leaving now.
Oh, really?
She's out there. She's leaving now.
Snitching.
But I'm a little concerned about what happened out in Brookfield.
With the CarMax and the Home
That
Depot?
guy was shot multiple times. Find out he didn't have a weapon.
Oh, he didn't?
He did not have a weapon on him.
Was he trying to rob? What was he doing?
He was trying to steal a car.
Was it a brother?
I don't know. He was 50.
Because I thought they said a 50-year-old white man, so I stopped paying attention.
Oh, okay.
You
killed him.
I'm just I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I'm just saying, hey, 50, you stealing. I need that to stop. Like, if you still stealing at 50, you ain't 22 and stealing.
Right, because you're supposed to age out of gang by 25, 26. You OG.
It might take you a little longer to age out of the gang.
Come on,
but you should age out of stealing.
Unless you in leadership.
Solo stealing. If you ain't a part of gang stealing.
Still a foot show sold at 30 in the gang. Yeah, you might want to look to move into something else.
If you're not a part of a what's it called? A ring.
Right.
In which you are leading. Now, if you lead in the ring and you stealing at 50, I'm still cool with you.
What about talk about stealing? What about
if you're just stealing 50 and solo?
I didn't know they had private companies that stored money.
Yeah.
And so I was at LA.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know until LA. What did they get? 20 million?
I don't remember how much.
It was like 20, 30 million. Got in, got out. Nobody knew.
There was an inside job, though. I don't care what nobody said. Because like you said, who knew?
Who knew?
That was being done.
Right.
Somebody is an inside job.
It was like, okay. Caller, up to the program.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I sent something to Keon regarding the I didn't hear anybody talk about it on the radio. The male what do you want to call it? sorority is coming in town this week. They should be here today.
Who?
Alpha, Beta, Kappa. They're going to be at the convention center. No one talked about that.
Who? I didn't hear you.
Sororities. She's saying sororities are
The
coming
black
in town.
male sorority should be in town.
Oh,
coming?
for
Kappas.
if it's a black males, that's a fraternity.
Yeah, but fraternity.
And
Yeah,
let me see who's
Is
coming.
it the Kappas?
I sent the thing to Keon a few minutes ago, but I didn't hear nobody talk about
Keon's
it on
not
the radio.
here. He's not here.
Oh, he's not. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. I didn't hear anybody say anything about it. There is a day for the public to come in, like that. Plus, there's so many single women here. Maybe they may get lucky.
Wow.
No, you did that.
Wow.
But hey,
No,
we
you did that.
we go to the women one. We go to AKs and they have theirs. I guess.
Okay.
Wow.
You got some wonderful
That's
women out
Kathy's
here.
matchmaking service.
Oh no.
Maybe they got lucky.
So do you have
Well,
like
that's it.
when the Deltas get together for their plenaries? Do you have like groupies, like dudes hanging around trying to?
So for
Well,
transparency,
when I go,
I'm not a member of the grad chapter.
Okay.
I never joined after I graduated from college.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody got groupies. Everybody got
I went to the
Really?
AKAs
Everybody.
and they had theirs here in Milwaukee. That was nice, And there were some men there, not a lot of them, but there was some men there.
Oh, they
But,
said, I just heard from somebody, they said the alphas are having their district meetings.
Oh, the Alphas.
Yeah.
Right. And they're having something at the
Ain't nobody
convention
going to
center.
see them.
Ooh, I
If
think
it,
it's more than
if it
just.
was the Kappas or the Qs, call me. I'm on my way.
Well, Michelle,
Alphas
isn't it
is
a
gonna
whole
be
different?
boring. Huh?
I don't know, those different sororities or the male are down there at the convention center? Or it's just a certain group?
Sororities again are women. Fraternities are men.
But I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting. So, fraternities. Isn't it all different fraternities going to be there or just a certain group?
It'll just be that one, the
Just be the
Alphas,
Alphas.
Alpha Phi Alpha, which Martin Luther King was a member of.
Yeah.
Russell Stamper the
Russell
second.
Stamper. Ooh, he just don't, I don't know how they let him in. Russell Stamper do not look like no alpha. He looked like a Q.
Is it a certain look?
Yeah. Yeah, you get looks.
Maybe he had it.
You get no, he never had it. He been rough since he was born.
Well, I just brought it to the attention because it was a convention. It was going to be in town. This,
No,
weekend,
not a
so I
problem.
decided-
But I don't know, like I said, because it's not their national convention, so it's not like all of their members. It's probably a regional meeting.
Maybe because he
so
was a
maybe so
judge's
many
son.
states or something.
They let him in because he was
Right.
a judge's son.
I don't know.
They
I
had,
don't know
they
how
had
he
a lot
got
of
it.
events. They got a lot of things scheduled. That somebody sent that to me, and I thought I'd send it out. But
Okay, no problem. I'll look it up.
I sent it to Keon, but I didn't know he wasn't there.
No problem. I'll look for it right now.
Yeah, it was the Alphas. They took the leadership on the King Memorial, obviously, because Dr. King was an Alpha.
All right.
One of the backstories on Dr. King was Dr. King pledged when he was at Boston University, not when he was at Morehouse. One, he was 15 and a half.
Right.
They would have killed him, and because they don't haze.
Why you put your hands out like that?
I'm
Like
just
air
I'm doing
quotes.
I'm
You
doing
almost
I'm
said
doing
air
a
quotes.
disclaimer. They don't haze. But no,
I was surprised Samuel L. Jackson didn't pledge.
really
Yeah, because he was there.
at Morehouse.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson's
But you-
a Morehouse man.
You know the strange.
Spike Lee didn't pledge.
There is there are the BAIs.
What is that?
The badass independents.
Oh, we call them the GDIs.
GDIs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the dudes that, for whatever reasons, they
Yeah, a lot of people, it's not for everybody. I was just
Right.
telling a group of young ladies that on the college tour, it's not for everybody because they was getting salty because everywhere we went, I'm seeing Deltas and Keisha seeing AKAs. So we start talking crazy to each other, or it's hugs and love and like, oh, here we go again. I'm like, you need to understand, like, there's nowhere I can go in the world and somebody not know I'm a Delta and I'm gonna get the same greeting. The other thing you need to understand is that, and I'll never forget when I first moved to Milwaukee. I was the chapter president in undergrad. Young sister was coming here from another state. She got robbed at the airport. She called the national office. National office got on the phone, called me, sent me to the airport to go pick her up. We made sure she had money and she was taken care of. I got her to her dorm room and everything. That girl didn't know nobody from Adam. So the sisterhood piece of these sororities and fraternities and the brotherhood piece of these organizations, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see it on a job application. And I'm deciding between you and you. Who Greek? Oh, yeah. Call a Greek person in here. I hate to be like that, but it's true.
It's the same way with Masonic brothers anywhere in the world.
Right.
And which that's just another big fraternity.
Right. And it is, but it means something. I like that. It's
Absolutely.
a college. They're in their marketing and their commercial. They say when you see them red socks, they from that college. And so you go to an interview and somebody cross their legs with them red socks.
They want you to see him.
It was Phoenix who had did that. Then they was like, because there are little nudges that will tip the scale in your favor. But yes, each of these organizations traditionally have had a look. It's changed over the years, thank God. So now, you can't say automatically somebody is this or that. But Deltas tended to be dark skinned, AKAs tended to be lighter.
Was that just by accident? Or
no, some people don't believe that.
Okay.
Some, it just depends. But that stuff has changed. Because the first time I met Dorothy Buchanan, or now Dorothy Wilson, Dorothy Dot is like 6 feet tall and looked like an Egyptian queen, beautiful. Dark, the most beautiful black skin you ever seen. Yes, and she said she was an AKA. We was all standing there like, you were what? Like completely short hair. She was stunning. And so you realize how the stereotypes have changed.
Hey Doc,
but Q's look like Q's all over the world.
The name of the documentary is Jerry Lee Lewis, Trouble in Mind. It was done in 2022. Jerry Lee Lewis, Trouble in Mind. And he was talking about how big his family was, right? He said, my family was so big I had to marry a cousin. And I was going back to his 13-year-old cousin that he married.
He wanted to marry a cousin.
Yeah, it wasn't that 13-year-old. No, they were huge. Man.
Yeah,
it's like 69.
You still didn't have to marry your cousin.
Man, it's a
maybe wasn't nobody else in the town.
You still didn't have to marry your cousin.
Well,
what?
You're right. Right. There's no way I could get around your 13-year-old cousin. By the way,
come on, exactly. All of that was just inappropriate.
But I would love to see what.
I wonder why he didn't like Elvis. That's interesting.
Yeah, because he got arrested outside of Elvis's Graceland trunk.
I just want to say, have you
he was looking for Elvis.
been to Graceland?
No.
Oh my God! If you are ever in the area, I don't care if you country western, rock and roll, whatever. I don't care if you're a fan or not. You got to go see Graceland. It is impressive.
Wow.
The grounds are amazing. It's right in the middle of the neighborhood. But when you come in down the street and you look to your right, depending on which way you're coming in, there are the Lisa Marie airplane and the other plane, I forgot who that was named after, just sitting right there. His planes are just sitting out. And then they got the garage that's like all of the size of Midtown where he kept all his car collection. It's so impressive. And he bought this at 22.
Midtown?
That's how big the car hangar is.
Wow.
And I think that he said he got like 30 cars in there.
And he's buried there, right?
Yeah, he's buried there. But to see that Lisa Marie, when you first pull up and realize he bought he started this when he was 22 years old, coming from a shack, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry Lee Lewis said that Elvis wasn't rock and roll. He called him rockabilly. And then he went in doing the different sound that he said that hillbilly is a hillbilly sound that he did. Right. And then he did something, Great Balls of Fire, and there was the other song, but he topped all charts, country western, R&B.
Lewis.
Yeah. And then he did turn around in the 70s and started doing country.
R&B?
He was on R&B chart. People buying a whole lot of shaking going on. That was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a fascinating story. It says a whole lot about people, and genius. And man, once you see him and listen to those performances, watching him what he do with the piano is just amazing. And Little Richard was good. And Little Richard is probably up there in terms of the architect of rock and roll. But Little Richard couldn't play the piano like Jerry Lee Lewis.
But what about like a Fats Domino?
He acknowledges Fat Domino because he was saying that all these styles that he was exposed to, and as some Keon says all the time, music doesn't have a color, which gets us to the CMA and them not inviting Beyonce, even though I understand is number one. Yeah,
and part of the reason why she did country. What is it called? Country Carter is because of the way they treated her when she performed or she was at the CMAs
Oh yeah.
The last time.
Right.
And number one, did you see the dress she had on? It was women calling other women like, do you see the dress this chick got on? Beyonce killed the game. Like, people was mad because she was there because she looked so amazing. That was number one. Like, put it to bed. If there was any question what a sister do when a sister walk in the room, Beyonce in that white dress at the CMAs last time irritated a lot of people.
Okay.
And they didn't think she belonged there.
But they
so
knew.
after they did that, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you where I belong."
They knew that she pretty much anything she touches is gonna turn to gold.
But the other part, you don't own country music,
right?
And when they were able to go back and trace the origins, you don't own country music. And then I loved the collaborations on her album where you got all of these Black folks that's been working in country for a long time, or some new entries to the genre. And you see these sisters being featured, and they all thanking Beyonce, but that Jolene, they showed out on Jolene.
Oh yeah.
And you get Dolly Parton to do it with you. Miley Cyrus.
Oh, Miley Cyrus is cold though.
I love Miley Cyrus and I love her daddy.
And love to hear her talk. She got this. You look at her, she's so little, but that voice is just like, yeah.
But I just was so offended.
But it's interesting because it, in general, is Southern music, right? And
just real quick, somebody said Spike Lee actually pledged Q. He didn't cross though.
Okay. But it's Southern music, right? And how bluegrass. I was listening to a blues guy. He said, we used to listen to bluegrass. The Black dude, we listened to bluegrass. That was when you listened because it was.
Let me be clear. Growing up and spending summers in Birmingham, Alabama, country music was on in our house every day, white and Black folks, because my grandfather used to watch the Country Boy Eddie show. I'll never forget. That was the name of the show, Country Boy Eddie. And I'll be getting ready for school or getting ready for band camp, whatever I was doing. It would be, I knew them songs by heart. And then a white country singer, he was a high school star. He went to high school with us. His limo brought him to Jones Valley High School. He was a country music star. He looked like George Clooney when I think about it.
Okay.
But he came to school because he wanted to go to school with Black folks. Because you sucking up all our music. But like, we was raised around country. It's nothing to have country music in Black households down south. So for these, people talking about Black folks, this isn't your music, you a tale. Yes, it is. We influence the whole.
I like some country now. Some of it you can lose me with, but country.
Oh, it's a lot of country music I like. Like I said, I sing it all the time.
Hank Williams.
You love who?
Hank
Williams.
I like Tim McGraw. I love Tim McGraw. It's a girl.
Stapleton?
Yep. She got this girl. She got a song. I'm a redneck. Is it? I'm a redneck woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have to catch myself because I'll be somewhere in the house singing that song, and I'm like,
and we know you're far from that.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I love Tim McGraw.
So is redneck color driven?
Yeah.
You can only be a redneck if you're white.
Yeah, you can't be no Black redneck.
Right. And it comes from,
unless your name is Meech. But
what it comes from was the folks would be out working, and they covered everything, but the necks wouldn't be. So your neck would be red. You're white, and that's where you got redneck from. They're out working. You hear Johnny Cash talking about picking cotton and chopping cotton in Arkansas, right? Because these are poor white folks.
Because they was poor.
Poor white folks. So
look at Loretta Lynn, a coal miner's daughter.
Yeah. Okay. And Janet Jackson did, and I realized she did this in 1997 on the Velvet Rope. Got It Till It's Gone, based on Joni Mitchell. You don't know what you got until it's gone.
Yeah, but that ain't no country song. Joni Mitchell ain't country. Joni Mitchell is folk. She's not country.
Folk is pretty close.
Nah, because it got a whole other suicidal type vibe to it.
Suicidal.
That's grunge. that's Nevada.
Folk music just.
Do you ever listen to Nevada? By the time you get through like half the song, it's just like, let me get my gun.
You need to go get high.
I mean, and they thought Kurt Cobain was like a genius. I'm going like, dude, this is pretty dark music.
Yeah,
and
that's like when people started like ragging on rap music. I'm like, are you serious? Have you listened to some of this other alternative music? Like, it's crazy. Your kids is jumping off bridges.
And I was thinking about it this morning. So Eminem.
What about him?
Eminem.
What about him?
Did he steal?
You gotta go to break.
All right. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
Hey Milwaukee, my name is Martina and I'm with the Independent Living Supports Pilot Program team. We help adults 55 plus and those 18 plus living with disabilities, providing up to $7,200 for home services, medical equipment, home modifications, and more. There's less than 30 days left to sign up for this program. See if you qualify today. Call 414-289-6874. Again, that's 414-289-6874. This program is made possible by Milwaukee County and Wisconsin Department of Health and Human Services.
The Milwaukee Public Library Foundation is a supporting force behind the incredible programs at our libraries. The Milwaukee Public Library Foundation engages foundations, corporations, and generous donors to support 90% of the 6,000 programs hosted in Milwaukee's 13 neighborhood branches. Whether you're into reading, technology, or just hanging out with friends, the foundation makes sure everyone has access to amazing books, cool workshops, and awesome programs.
Did you know that the Milwaukee Public Library's Ready to Read program provides early literacy, resources, and support for families with young children, setting the stage for lifelong learning success?
Are you tired of that old junker taking up space in your driveway? Well, say goodbye to the clunker and hello to Cash at Select Auto Parts, your one-stop shop for all things auto. We buy junk cars for top dollar and offer a wide selection of used auto parts, guaranteed to keep you riding smoothly without breaking the bank. Be sure to inquire about our tire deals. New or used, we've got you covered. For more information, please call 414-763-3474 and visit Select Auto Parts at 2500 West Cornell Street.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind and hang out with your friends? Well, come visit Brownstone Social Lounge, located at 524 North Water Street, Milwaukee's premier downtown social lounge. For good vibes, great music, and delicious food, be sure to try our amazing wings and drink specials during our all-day happy hour on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And that's not all. You can also enjoy happy hour from Thursday to Sunday from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. For more information, please call 414-204-0103. Brownstone Social Lounge.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee. You're inside Community Voice on WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back. Hey, caller, you can call back 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250.
You cannot leave out Charlie Pride.
Nope, you cannot.
He cannot be left out of the country conversation.
That was one of the first people I got exposed to. That was
Charlie Pride.
Was he the first African-American country singer?
No, there were some folks before him. There was a guy who performed at the Grand Ole Opry, which is very interesting because, you know, that is the pinnacle. Like, it's like black people performing at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Is if you're at the Grand Ole Opry. I think there was a guy back 30, 40s.
Has Beyonce ever played it?
I don't think she will.
You don't think she ever will?
I think she should. I think they should have her at the CMA next year. I mean, obviously that album is going to have to be considered. It's like album of the year.
They can't ignore it.
Right.
They can't ignore it. Charlie Pride sold over 1 million albums, making him RCA's best-selling artist since Elvis Presley.
Dignified time to
In
leave.
terms of Grammys, he won Entertainer of the Year awards or first Black Country Singer moments.
Crop in the fields.
You know, it's got to make everybody know he got a black wife.
Had some bad times lived through some sad times.
So yeah,
This time
Charlie
you heard me
Pride.
won't
He
yield.
earned 39 number one
Big
singles.
fine dime to leave me loose a hill.
Did he do Kiss an Angel?
I don't know why they be putting Ray Charles in country. He does not.
He did
belong
because he
there.
has some great. He did some great country.
But he wasn't a country singer. He
He
made some
did-
country songs. He wasn't a country singer.
Well, what makes you a country singer?
I'm just
Doing
saying.
country songs.
Like if all you do is country, that's what makes you a country singer. That's all you do. But this is a lady that people flag for me, Linda Martell.
Yeah.
She was the first Black woman to score what they say modicum of success in country music. Her 1970 album Color Me Country entered the country's top 40 with Color Him Father, a pre-Fender version of Before the Next Teardrop Falls.
Color Him Father.
Mm-hmm. Color Him Father.
Color Him
Father.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was done by was it group? It was Motown.
But that was her song.
The Winstons.
I thought it was somebody
Why do
else.
you know that?
I've heard it.
Because one of my favorite songs. Color Him Father, Color Him Love.
Yeah, but it's a lot of Black country.
Oh yeah.
Howdy Glenn. I've never heard of him. That's scary.
What was
But
the song again?
Color Him Father.
Color Him Father.
I think
Yeah, the
The
Winstons.
Pointer Sisters won a award for Fairy Tale. It won a 1974 Grammy Award for Best Country Vocal Performance by a duo or group. The Pointer Sisters.
You know, they talk about. I watch a lot of Southern gospel, and the Southern gospel quartets. Their quartet meetings would be in Memphis, and going back to the 30s and 40s, they would have Black groups performing, Black gospel quartets. The amazing thing is that when you look at, it was interesting when you hear Jerry Lee Lewis talk about it, he talks about the Pentecostal church, the Assemblies of God. A lot of white folks are, if they're Pentecostal Assemblies of God. And he talked about their singing and their preaching. And when you go to a Southern Assembly of God church, you're like at a Black Baptist church in terms of worship style. It's really fascinating. And, so people talk about the Anglo-Saxon influence, the African influence, the indigenous influence, because it was the South. And these folks, even though we dealt with segregation, they were still in proximity of each other. And I would suggest to people who haven't seen the documentary by the book, The Black Church, where Skip Gates, they go into enormous detail about the intersection of Black religion and white religion, particularly in the South. And
just one other thing on the whole Black folks in country. There was something created called the Black Opry, like the Grand Ole Opry. The Black Opry was created by a sister who said she was trying to break into the game back in the 70s. Her name was something Stanton. I gotta look for it.
Candy Stanton?
Yep. And she said that, hey, you don't want to let us in, we'll create our own.
Candy Stanton? You don't remember Candy Stanton?
I guess I do.
Oh, Candy Stanton. She
But
was
in any
when
case-
she was blues.
Because she said like she was the biggest Loretta Lynn fan on the planet. And she said they closed doors in her face. So she was like, that's okay. So after its grand reunion at Americana Fest, the Black Opry began expanding. So there was a thing called the Black Opry.
All right. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hey, Keith.
What's happening?
Hey, Michelle.
Hello.
Hey, Keon. What's going on?
Keon's not here.
Young Hearts Run Free.
Oh,
That's
man,
Debo.
I needed him to play Steve. I needed him to play Stevie Wonder's country song on the break.
What is it?
I ain't gonna stand for it.
I never heard that. Okay.
That's not country.
It's on How Did
Ain't
You
gonna
Lie?
stand for it.
Yeah, it's on How Did You Lie, and it sounds good.
But is that considered country?
Yeah, that's a country song. Wait till you hear it.
I've heard it. I'm familiar with it.
Do me no bodily harm.
Well, when you type in Stevie Wonder country song, I ain't gonna stand for it. Comes up under that genre.
Maybe they
Yeah,
embraced
it's
it, but
beautiful.
it's
It's great. Play it, please.
Okay, I gotta listen. I don't remember that song.
All
Okay.
right, love that.
Yeah.
All right. Candy Staten. Yep. Young Hearts Run Free.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She wasn't married to Joe Williams like the Joe Williams. You ever hear Joe Williams?
Who was Joe Williams?
Ooh, smooth as jazz.
Dark skin
brother. Yeah. Ooh, Joe
So
Williams.
when you said smooth, I was like,
oh, man. He was smoother than the Iceman. Jerry Butler. Jerry Butler, the Iceman.
Was he?
Yeah, I mean,
Was
he had more of a kind of a bass
Was
great.
he?
Yeah, Joe Williams. Oh man.
Can I just say something real quick?
You sure can.
Before I go.
Please do, Michelle.
A moment to vent.
Vent, Michelle.
So I was looking at going to a concert and I wanted a better seat. Tickets that I looked at, modest, $125.
Right.
By the time they got done adding fees, that ticket was $174.
Mm-hmm.
How can you have $50 in fees?
Convenience fee.
For a local venue.
So that's why they.
I am so mad.
Did you go to the box
industry.
office or did you go online?
I did it. I was on their site. I wasn't on like a Ticketmaster or.
They still use the ticket. They're still going through that system. They charge you the service charge.
Because it's like a $28 service charge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, the ticket is only $125. I'm paying $50 in fees. Like, how are people getting away with this? What am I paying you a $28 service fee to do? What's the service? Because I'm coming to your show. What's the service? I just had to say that out loud.
And Santana is supposed to be here.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Santana. I was looking at Kevin Hart.
Okay.
And it was one more show, and I'm like,
go to the box office. It's cheaper.
Okay, I'm gonna have to, because I'm like, I'm not doing that.
You're listening to Community Voice. Call it. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna grab you right after the break. I no, Stevie.
I hear tell someone's been digging around in my cave. And I ain't gonna stand for this.
Oh, I know that.
And I ain't gonna stand for
I never
this.
thought that was coming. But that's the only part I really remember.
Gonna stand for me.
I mean, I guess if you want, I don't want nobody. But he's just doing a voice, a different voice, but it didn't appear to be country to me.
What do you call? Is this the steel guitar? Where you're sitting?
That one that lays down and leaves a little thing on. I don't know what you call it.
Steel guitar. Okay. I'm watching the Church of God in Christ, their leadership conference. You know it's going to be some music, right? So they get to a praise break, and this band is like kicking it. I mean, dude, it was, and then all of a sudden you hear this, and it was this dude on the steel guitar. Oh my God.
You made me think of Chris Abley. When I worked for Chris Abley on his re-election campaign, I was taking him to black churches. Chris Abley. First of all, the way he clapped was funny. The way he clapped his hands, it was hilarious. But Chris Abley was like, man, I love the band. I was like, Chris, we ain't here for the band, bro. He was just like, the bands are. And so like when the service would be over, he would make a beeline straight to the band members.
Yeah.
I was like, Chris, you can't pass the pastor and go to the band. he would go straight to the musicians. He was like, oh my God, I love the band. Man, bro, it's some order, it's some hierarchy.
Man.
You can't pass the pastor.
And I get to talk to Theo Liskin and in the next couple of days. And so, he down with the hip hop.
Oh, Theo. Oh, he coming in?
Yeah. Yeah. And so
Step outside so I can throw rocks.
Okay. Anybody you like?
I decided like Theo.
You throwing rocks at people? Anybody?
Because I just want to.
Wait, Michelle, I don't want you to go yet. I want you to hear something.
Okay.
And give me your opinion.
Why are you doing that?
She knows what she's doing.
Her heart understands. She's my voice of reason, and I'm a far better man in the hands of a woman. Love, 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 oh, so sweet. Can you see the video?
Yeah.
In the
You know who he is?
hands
Look like a brother.
It's a brother.
Okay. I don't know.
Michelle Pitt's son.
That's Michelle. I had heard Michelle Pitt's son was doing country music. No. Jarvis?
I was lost.
I saw that cover. Oh my God.
Oh, the stories
And this is a beautiful song.
I was forever running, and I slipped and I fell in the hands.
That is beautiful. Michelle Pitson.
Love, love, oh, so sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got.
I love it.
His manager's out of L.A.
Okay.
He's got.
He's not based here, is he?
Yeah, Jarvis still lives here.
Oh.
But I mean, he's major. I expect to see him in somebody's country awards. I mean, the boy is good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That is.
So you do blues?
That's amazing,
right? Would you ever do an intersection of blues and country?
Absolutely. They're not that
It's a
far off
natural
from
fit.
one another anyway.
Yeah, it's a natural fit. Particularly when you always hear about who they say their influences are.
Yeah, but when you listen to those lyrics, ooh, be like, ooh, that's some hard living there, boy. But it's something about
Whose living is hard, the blues or the country? Because they both
Both.
sound hard. That's
both.
what I'm saying.
I'm saying both. It's some hard living.
It feeds off one another.
Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hey, just wanted to give you guys a country song. Blake Shelton, Boys Around Here, jamming.
Watch it, Kevin Butler. I know that voice anywhere. Watch it.
Yeah.
You like
you
you
have
like
to check
country?
that one out.
You like country?
Yeah, some of it. I'm mainly a jazz guy, but
yeah, he's an old jazz guy.
Like when you say jazz, we're talking about jazz.
Oh man, Louis. Oh my God, man, I could just go on and on.
Wait, can you say the name of the song again by Blake Shelton?
Boys Around Here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm actually at work, so I gotta get back to work. Love you guys.
Yeah, we see it on the screen right there. We know where you're at too.
That's right.
Have a great one.
All right, you guys too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening too at work.
Oh, I'm gonna have to play this in the car.
414.
I like Blake Shelton though, except for how he left his wife though. For
Oh boy, so now you want to get into this?
I'm just saying it's kind of raggedy how he did his wife. I'm just saying. I don't know if she was raggedy, but that whole thing was so ugly.
What?
He looked happy though. I'm just saying.
You don't have to be with somebody forever.
Yeah, I just asked that you leave right. You know, like when Eddie Murphy's was it Eddie Murphy? No, the dude who had married Mark, what's his name? Mark, who had married Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony. His wife.
That dude was cool. I like
who
Mark Anthony.
was pregnant at the time with like their 5th child or some nonsense. Said she was standing up eating a bowl of cereal in her kitchen watching Good Morning America when she learned that her husband had left her for J-Lo. That's how she found out.
Not that he had been home in 3 weeks. Caller, welcome to the program. He's on the road. He's been home. He moved his stuff out, packed his clothes. He's leaving me.
I don't care that you want to leave, but leave right, man.
Melba Moore, what a tragic life. Great talent, but a tragic life. She tells the story about how her husband was her business manager. This dude just cleaned her out.
Yeah.
So even when they're serving her with the divorce papers, he tells her, don't worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. Next thing she know, she out on the curb.
She lost everything.
She lost everything.
But see, that's that whole when you stop being smart.
I don't know if
you're in love with somebody.
Right.
Like Anita Baker. You mess up your whole career for that. And the dude wasn't even nice. He wasn't even no good dude. Like
Phyllis Hyman.
He knew.
Larry Alexander.
Hey, can I introduce y'all to another record? Check this out.
Giddy up round in the mud. Country folk like to go down in the woods with a four-wheel drive all covered to the hood. Come on and ride with me. Ain't nothing like sitting up high. All big wheels and a four-wheel drive. Hey, 450.
Yeah, I do. And ironically, when I play on the weekends, I play stuff like this and they love it.
We always get worried when we get in the car, we hear country.
But I play the rap country.
Got in the car one day, heard Elvis, and I was like, oh, they ain't on anymore.
I have Keon play. What is it? Something about morning.
Okay.
It's rap country though. Young boys, and the video was shot in the barn, and they hooving the horse or something else, whatever.
Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Johnny. I've been trying to call you out to borrow the phone. My phone never going through.
Take us off speaker, man.
Yeah, it's off speaker. Listen, I want to contribute to that deal but Debo stole my thunder.
How?
About Jairus.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that young fella is coming along. But you know something about blues, man? Blues is actually the father of country, which country became. Country is an offspring of what they call honky tonk. See, after we did blues, blues was so profound and crying out and singing about, actually describing bad things. Well, the white folks came out with something called honky tonk. And that's the offspring of honky tonk. The same way with, I don't want to change the subject, but same thing with Jimi Hendrix changing hard rock. You wouldn't have a Metallica and Rob Zombie and all that if it wasn't for Hendrix and his invisible voice in that guitar and all of the the distortions and all of that. But anyway, I thought I would throw that in for kicks, and I'm going out and be a redneck, okay? Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. It's a song that says I want a redneck girl. You need to play that. I want a redneck girl. How about that?
All right, mate. We'll find out.
What is it called? Yeah, redneck girl. Right. That's what it's called.
All right,
but anyway, honky tonk. That's what spinoff from that good old bucket blue.
That's your music at the Trump rallies.
I gotta go now. Remember, he off.
And how about at the Trump rallies? I don't think they're still doing it, but they were playing the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. And if people walking out that rally didn't know that was a song that might be an indicator of what we're talking about,
because they don't think it applies to them. It means all the rest of y'all ain't gonna get what y'all want.
Okay.
Yeah, it don't apply to them.
Let me say back on this Jerry Lee Lewis, his mama said, so she said, Chuck Berry is the king of rock and roll. He said, what about me? Your son. So his mama said that Chuck Berry was the king of rock and roll. So it was fascinating to hear him and even hear how he talked about he used the word colored, right? He used the word black, he used the word colored. And I don't know if what that was in terms of language usage in the South, in terms of how white people might refer to black people. I don't know if they ever referred to them as black.
That would be later, because even we didn't refer to ourselves as black.
Oh, you want to fight?
Yeah. Call me black. And most of the signs said colored. It didn't say black or white. It said colored. So that was what people thought was acceptable or respectful at one point, just to say colored.
Okay.
We didn't change until later. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. That's right.
I'm black and I'm proud.
They didn't say it like that.
Yes, they did. I'm black and I'm proud.
Why do you mess up everything?
I love messing up everything. I'm a dream crusher.
Why?
You got a dream? Let me crush your dream. You got a dream? Let me get this straight. You got a dream? Oh, we need to talk.
Well, Hater Nation, it just kind of.
I got to get back to doing Hater Nation.
You don't do it on Friday?
Every night we get in there. Well, the whole show be hate We just don't formally call it the Hater Nation, but we be hating on people.
Okay.
Man, I learned so much from you about hating on people, and I apply all those skills.
You learned it from me?
Oh, yeah.
Quick question before I go. What do you think about a woman in Common Council president?
We're not ready yet. You know, I like the good old days. First we let you vote. Okay, we do that. Now you want to come in and take leadership position?
Wedding anniversary. How long have you been married?
29.
How long has this woman had to suffer through you?
Suffer through me?
Yes, because you are horrid. So, woman, Common Council, president, what say you? None of this is like, what is wrong with you?
Well, I'm saying I don't know because I'm frustrated because I'm an ally, and I of course, we have women who should be considered for the Common Council presidency. Of course. Here's my question: when you all were having that conversation, what about a woman county executive, which we've never had?
Oh, I said that though. I said leadership in these roles across the board.
Mayor,
no, not a woman mayor, not a woman county executive.
Right.
You know, we've had one woman police chief, Nan Haggerty.
Right.
And now one woman sheriff, Danita Ball. But so, you know, slow and steady. But until Malele lets it just resonate, you know, like my brother and them like to say, just let it marinate.
Okay.
That for the first, before I got elected for 4 years, there had been no woman.
Right.
And then I sat there for 8 years by myself as the only woman.
Right.
Nakia wasn't on the board that long ago. Shantia wasn't on the board that long ago. So we're talking 2020, 2020, when you're talking about Malele getting some help in terms of having another woman on that board. 8 years? That's a crazy amount of time.
But why do we struggle with the idea
in a city
of women leading? I think, and you're right, you pointed out, I could tell you in terms of the religious piece, is very difficult for some women to see women as pastors. You know, I think yes, of course, it's long overdue.
I mean, and then we tell our daughters all this stuff, and then we go into a voting, booth and do something very opposite, or we make decisions in these rooms. And I'm just looking at people like, you got to be kidding me that in 178 years, that these women could sit here and say, I'm number 20 in terms of the Common Council members. Right. We've had over 1,000 men be Common Council members. And you got, in our lifetime, in this room this morning, we had number 14, number 20, number 14, number 19, number 20, and now number 21. You could still say that. And then this is going to be a real struggle. So in terms of getting her to be the Common Council president, if she wants that.
Is it how do we change the mentality? Because we have been so socialized. And as adults, we have to unlearn stuff that we learn, right? So how do we do that?
I mean, well, first of all, we got to figure out like who we changing, because
me.
In so many Black households, women are strong leaders in those houses. They either partners or they lead in those households, and they're doing an effective and good job.
But can I just keep it 100? We having an adult conversations after 10. There are men who are resentful.
I certainly agree with that.
They are. I mean, there are men who, for whatever reasons, because of our fragile position in society, we look. I wish it was.
And I said, let's also think that there are women who won't put women in these roles.
Right.
I remember the women who said they didn't believe a woman should be president of the United States, particularly in a period of war, worried about going into war. And I'm like, well, who the hell you think got you in the war in the first place?
Well,
men.
She gonna go to period.
I'm just saying that exactly. Like, men got you in the war, and now you worried that a woman might be the one that gets you out of the mess and get you home safely. But and then when you think about 8 African American members of the Common Council, and being able to talk about what leadership looks like. Because this is the thing, and ain't nobody gonna like this when I say this. People that have a white common council white common council president and all white committee chairs and won't nobody say nothing for years.
I think they said something. I don't think it mattered.
The community ain't said nothing.
Okay. I'm sure those council people
let it be a black common council chair and a common council president, all black chairs. People lose their mind.
I think, and
not that everybody should be.
But
I'm just saying the way stuff gets done.
I say it all the time. The most qualified person ever to run for president was a woman.
Hillary Clinton.
But it doesn't really matter to people, right?
Yeah, Hillary. Like, think about that. The most qualified person in the history of this country lost to the most unqualified person in the history of this country.
And he was a man.
Because he was a white man.
A white man.
The most qualified person to ever run. And what did one of the ladies say this morning? Because you don't like me. People didn't like
Hillary.
But
misogyny is real.
It is too.
Sexism is real.
Yeah.
And again, and it's driven by men. I didn't.
And perpetuated by women.
Yeah, because they're programmed.
Yeah.
But
women for Trump signs.
When the Republican response to the State of the Union, they put the woman in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a role. And I'm not just black men. White men is black men, it's Hispanic men, because men are threatened by strong women. We're threatened by it. And my program has been different because I worked in a predominantly female environment. The leadership was predominantly female, right? So you see women in that position. I'm not put off by that.
And when you just talk about bringing the best and the brightest to the table.
Oh, so you think that there's a meritocracy going on here?
I know there's not.
You know it is.
But, the fact that I'm going to discount people because they're brilliant. That are brilliant because they're a woman. Like, oh, come on.
That's been my struggle, being discounted because I'm brilliant. You don't know how hard it is.
But go to your phone.
Every day.
Go to your phone.
Welcome to the program.
How do y'all
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the Reverend Dr. Andrew Ward. And I'm so amazed by the topic you have today. I want to give you a little of my history. As a child and student, my teachers were mostly women. And I was a very defiant and dominated person all my life. And I would never listen to anybody but somebody I respected. And they were all women. Nobody could tell me anything in church. If some man told me something, a lady, I forget her name, only when she told me what to do, would I do it. When I was a teacher at UWM in the 70s, they did the teacher evaluation. They said I was a male chauvinist. And I remember when I had children, I wanted a boy, but my first child and my second child were girls. And I'm sold on girls now. In any relationship where they say the man is supposed to lead, whoever can handle things should lead. And when my daughter, I took her to Marshall, as I used her as a teacher, she was 8 years old. And President Carter was the president, and I said to everybody, I want my daughter to have everything that Amy Carter got. And so much for all of that. And I think Malele Cox should be the president of Common Council. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. And as I said this morning, contact your Common Council members to make them aware of that, because this is, I think, for the first time that I can remember actively paying attention to this in a way that I felt like the community had a voice should have a voice.
She ran when Cavalier.
Yeah, she ran
when
once.
was elected,
right? And that was when, if I can just be candid, that Cavalier had all of the white folks voted for him. on the Common Council and Perez them, and then all of the black people voted for Malele. He didn't have a single black person vote for him to be Common Council president.
Brother Ward was talking about the influence of black women, strong black women. Did you watch The Wire? You ever seen The Wire?
Yeah, I seen The Wire.
Okay, so the drug dealers have figured we put the kids on the streets because they get juvie time, right? That's what they talked about, doing juvie time. So the cops decide to round up all these kids on the corner and they put them in the gym. They got like 10, 15 cops, and these kids are clouded. They are like cloud. They did like, dude, The principal came in and she pointed and she said, sit down and shut up. All those boys sat down, right? The power.
But you also can't negate the role that sex plays in that, because had those all been girls and that woman came in and said, sit down and shut up, she would not have gotten the same response.
Really? You think that?
That piece about a boy and his mama,
right?
Men and women. Okay. I have a harder time with girls than I ever could have with boys. When I worked as a social worker, I intentionally would not work with girls because they too much. Too much.
My worst coaching experience was coaching girls.
Really?
Because I couldn't yell at them.
And why couldn't you?
Because they were girls.
See, that's on you.
Right. I couldn't yell at them.
Because they would have responded better
than
your boys.
You ever see Gino Oriana?
Yeah.
I mean, he be
and going in because I'm not treating you any different. This business, we here doing this.
And it's hard because I'm just thinking, oh, she's so
you had no business coaching.
Because I guess I'm looking at her as a little girl, not as a full woman. She's gonna become.
Athlete. I'm looking at you as an athlete.
Yeah, but you bring some things there. Women bring some things there.
I'm just saying.
I can't. Her last name was Johnson. She was a freshman for South Carolina.
Okay.
This woman had. My God,
you talking about recently?
Yeah.
Who put up the
threes, doing the threes?
Scored the highest. Johnson scored the highest in the game.
And she's a freshman.
Right.
She didn't think about it.
Yeah.
He didn't think about it.
Right.
I mean, it was just like
knocking them down. Yeah, she was. I mean, but that's the thing, so.
And Raven, when
sex
she was
still plays a role in
talking
some
to
of that.
Caitlin, it's kind of going like, and this is what people are not appreciating. I disagree with some of the commentators who believe that Caitlin Clark is going to be a great WNBA player.
I heard you say that.
She's going to have to do some work because, as Candace Parker said the other night, she's going up against some grown-ass women.
Yeah.
And in the WNBA, unlike the NBA, they skew, these women are playing in their mid and late 30s. That's the complaint that the rookies are having, like they're hanging on too long. Right. So you're playing with some mature women. She said, yeah, you're playing against other 18, 19-year-olds. Come on, man. That's gonna be a different piece in terms of that. But here's what I learned. I learned this umpiring women's softball. Women are more competitive than men. They're more competitive than men. We have not allowed women, a lot of times to get out and do sports because there's something inside that I saw where I saw dudes would kind of back up. She don't back up. Great Impressions had this softball tournament. They had the Divine Nine and they brought this.
Yeah.
So this little sister, AKA little sister, she just looked like, So Sigma showed up in force. I mean, they was in force. So there's one brother, he did it was a punk move. So she's coming around third base.
Oh yeah,
she turned
and
he tripped her. And when she jumped up, I'm like, dude, do you understand? Had it not been, let's talk particularly for black people, black women, right? Dudes out front, but the people getting the work done. Diane Nash, when she's getting calls from Bobby Kennedy saying, don't put people on the bus,
right?
To the point that Bobby Kennedy had to ask, who the hell is Diane Nash?
Exactly.
Because the Ella Baker, they're I don't know. I think that, again, because men are still in power, power does not concede anything without a struggle. Yeah. I mean, tell me, I don't have, we talked about black clergy. If you compare the average female black clergy to the average male black clergy, she's better prepared academically to do what she has to do. But people still don't want to hear her, even though academically she is more qualified than many of the men who are occupying pulpit.
I mean, it's the very word, kind of the thing I picked up on in talking to Alderwoman Cox. Number one, even on women's part, that desire to be humble, to be seen as humble. Now, I remember somebody telling me, "You think you smart?" I know I'm smart.
You're supposed to be.
I don't need y'all telling me.
I said that to
I know
Kennedy's
I'm smart.
mama one day.
And I ain't gonna never be ashamed that I'm smart.
We're driving. I said, "You don't believe you're smart?"
Right.
Start there. Now, Kennedy, on the other
no,
hand.
that's not true. That's not what they said. They didn't say you think you're smart. They said you think you know everything. Let me clean that up.
And you should explain to them, I don't know everything. I know almost.
And I didn't say almost. I said, but I know what I know. Yeah, I just something slick like that. But anyway. All right, have a good show, bro.
Fly, slick. Wicked. You listen to Community Voice. Good. Thank you, Michelle. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Milwaukee. This is Michelle Bryant, your host of Say Something Real. When President Joe Biden wanted to talk to Milwaukee voters, he called WNOV. And welcome President Biden to Milwaukee and to WNOV. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Had a great event downtown, and I'm at the headquarters now, and we're feeling really good. It's a great day. We have a lot of 1,000 volunteers going out here in Wisconsin, out of Milwaukee in particular.
So we are ready to roll in Wisconsin.
Well, I tell you what, God love you. We in Wisconsin, we win it all.
For up-to-date election information, keep it locked on WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM.
When it comes to advertising, we at Mary H. Bryant Radio TV Print LLC can build a strong relationship with your customers. Mary H. Bryant's traditional strength is in delivering your announcement frequently. We go where your prospects go. We don't care. At work, in the car, at home with television, through radio, television, print, and billboards, we reach your prime prospects numerous times. Let's face it, getting your announcement through to the prospects these days is a challenge. We can focus your advertising on your best prospects by age, sex, income, and psychographics. And this can really help you move your products and services quickly in order to address the retail strategy. Let Mary H. Bryant Radio TV Print reach your prospects before they even enter the buying arena. We will make your announcement take center stage and you'll beat the competition. So increase your quarterly profits today by calling 414-463-6977. 414-463-6977.
Coming this month to Milwaukee Rep, fiery anthems from the High Priestess of Soul and Nina Simone for women. This inspirational show shines a light on the civil rights icon, featuring live performances of hits like Everything Must Change and To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. Broadway World calls Nina's trailblazing journey riveting, relevant, and oh so real, as she becomes the unforgettable voice behind impactful songs that you're going to love. Nina Simone for women is at Milwaukee Rep, April 16th to May 12th. Tickets at MilwaukeeRep.com.
If you're looking for mouth-watering eats and delectable treats, look no further. Eat local and visit the Sherman Phoenix today, where you can find everything from delicious organic wings and smoked barbecue to satisfyingly seasoned vegan food to sweet, buttery, made-to-order desserts. The Sherman Phoenix is also home to a day bar, serving mixed, frozen, and tropical drinks. Experience the Sherman Phoenix effect at 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue, open Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Visit theshermanphoenix.com to learn more.
Hey, what it do? This is Quabanat Anton Nixon. Catch me Tuesdays through Fridays on WNOV 860 from 3 to 5 p.m. with culture, community, and conversations. Pull up, you on the porch with Quab. That's Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. on the new 860 WNOV and 106.5.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee. You're inside Community Voice on WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
Well, we're good. Welcome back to Community Voice. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm a coach, man. I ain't no fake coach. I'm a real coach. I done coached basketball and football. Ain't no girl gonna stand up. My son played football for King, and he played. It was a black girl on speaker.
You got us on speaker, man? Because you're breaking up. We want to hear you.
Okay. It was a black girl on the football, and I told my son, like, is she on y'all level? And he was like, nah, Pop. He was like, first time we go to practice, I'm gonna show her. Because he a middle linebacker. He ain't playing with you. He'll kill her. He made the girl take off her uniform because he hit her so hard. We ain't playing. Baseball, football, basketball. I hate a coach that says, I run my kids. I go to their game, look at them. I don't run my... In sports, you have to have ability to run, to catch, to play, anything. But I get into my kids' head. I get into their head. I want them to know the scheme of the game, not just sitting there and just playing it. I want them to know the scheme of the game. When it comes to baseball, I want them to know. Let me tell you, my son and them had a coach, and I ain't gonna say no school. He was a white boy, and I told him, I said, dude, don't care about y'all. When that white boy left and went to a white school, my son and them almost won the championship for baseball. And this is a black team. I ain't gonna say no name. The game that they lost, if they didn't lose that game to some Mexican boys, they would have been in the playoffs. When you a coach, man, you have to get into your kids' head. Not just, run down the court, do 100 miles an hour. You can run all you want. But if you haven't taught them the game, they can get... I look at football right now and I see kids. And I want to give y'all a little heads up. Since y'all play football, y'all coaching football. When you coach football and you line them kids up, offense and defense, I done seen when the whistle blows, the kids on offense don't even know who to go get. I be like, Then you see other kids, they standing up, so other kids moving in, getting a quarterback, getting a running back, stuff like that. You have to teach your kids the game. And you say you're a coach, I'm give you a little bit game. When you line your kids up for football, line them up for football. And when the whistle blows, you got to tell your kids, you hit him, you hit him, you hit him. Who you gonna hit before the whistle even blows? Who you gonna hit? So that way, when the whistle blows, you can sit back and you can see everybody's hitting somebody. You got somebody standing up and they just going side. No, man, you got to hit somebody. Football or any game or anything you do is just like work. It's knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the better off you be. Again, I hate a nigga that's a coach that says, I run my kid. Normally, you ain't got no kids if you say that. Because if you run your kids and they get in their feelings, they kids, they're going to get in their feelings. You have to be a man to understand that the kid is going to get in his feelings. And you can't get in your feelings. That's it. And as far as a woman playing basketball or baseball, man, I'm a goon, man, when it comes to coaching, man. Ain't no female gonna stand up, man, and actually be right there with a dude. And I ain't trying to be prejudiced. A man can't make a baby. A female can. Ain't no female gonna run with nothing in our coach. Baseball,
Really?
basketball,
Really?
football. I put money on that, bro.
Candace Parker could roll with some dudes. Cheryl Miller could play with dudes. Maya Moore could play with dudes.
Let me tell you something. Milwaukee is a trip. I had a player that got caught for dope. This was the headline. Milwaukee superstar got caught for drugs. I say, what? He was going to go to Marquette. Milwaukee superstar. I'm not going to say that there's some girls out there that can't play because everybody's different. But you say, okay. Can she mess with LeBron? No.
The average dude can't mess with LeBron.
Can't she mess with AI? No,
the average person can't. The average NBA player could deal with AI.
Well, we going let's tell it like it is. So you naming females like, there's some good females out here, man. I got some cousins. I got 9 female cousins. They can play softball. I done had a dude fire my cousin trying to fire in the face with a softball. She caught it, dropped it because it was so hot. She caught it, dropped it, and got dude out. We made dude go home. So it is some females that can play, but they can't keep up, my brother.
Right. I think if you look at where we are evolutionary in that little cycle, women are getting stronger, women are getting bigger, right? And so when you get out now, of course, the average WNBA player is not going to be able to compete in the NBA. But then the average college player is probably male, is not going to be able to compete in the NBA. The NBA is the greatest basketball players on the planet, right? But there are some women out there who would be, based on their size, their ability. Maya Moore walked away from the game when she was at the top of her game, and there was people sitting out there, and there was something, I think it was either Candace Parker or Shanae Agulawala was saying. She was saying, we used to watch guys play. She said, but now that you had Maya Moore and you had Diane Taurasi and you had Cheryl Miller, that they modeled their games after the women. The freshman Fumali for South Carolina, watch her go to the rack. Oh man, she can cup the ball. So they're becoming better athletes because we're getting with them younger, right? They're playing, they're getting better coaching. And so, the development there is, but there's some women out there that, if y'all went down and played them at the Y, they're going to whoop y'all 4 out of 5 times. That's just how good they are. And especially when you have someone that's 6'4", 6'5". I didn't realize that Candace Parker had dunked on somebody in a game. She didn't just dunk. She dunked on the woman in the game. I'm like, whoa, okay. All right, caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, man, I caught the end of that last conversation, and I'm gonna tell you, if you go get an all-star team out the WNBA, and they play against that team from UConn that just won the NCAA championship,
right?
Them boys will beat them every game.
Yeah. Did that team surprise you at how good they were?
They were excellent basketball players.
Man.
But I don't know. Maybe 2 of them guys, maybe 3, might go to the NBA.
Right. Well, they're a great college team. You're right.
They're a great college team. But ladies are definitely getting better. Like if you take some of the ladies that we have now and compare them to like a lot of them guys back in the Bob Cousy days.
Oh yeah.
When they really restricted black people from playing.
Right.
They gonna be them. It's a bunch of girls better, a bunch of ladies better than those guys, but better than these guys now. Like I said, you go get an all-star team out the WNBA.
No, they
play against they play against a college team, a Division I college team. They beating them every game. They're not gonna win one. Never.
It was interesting. My wife didn't know that the women practice against men, right? They showed the South Carolina, the practice squad, these guys that play against the women. And I said they do that because they're stronger and they're faster, which means that the girls, women, are going to get stronger and faster because they're playing in an environment that's required them to do more. But she was real surprised at that.
They jumping over a higher bar. Let me say this before I go. It's a documentary called Black Magic. Have you ever saw it? If you one day when you have time, I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
But if you start watching it, you're not gonna stop till it's over.
Okay. What's it about?
Excellent. Well, it tells the story of HBCUs, like when the first black person signed the contract with the NBA. It's the Earl Monroe, Cassie Russell. It's the story of all of those guys.
Okay, because Earl Monroe was Winston-Salem State.
Yes, and the Cassie Russell and all those. It tells the story of
Michigan.
But Cassie Russell, you sure?
Yeah, he's Michigan. Yep. As a matter of fact, he played against.
No. I wasn't thinking Cassie Russell. I was thinking Dick Barnett.
Dick Barnett, right? He was.
I forgot where. It wasn't Grambling, but it's I can't remember, but I've seen the documentary several times. It is excellent. You start watching it,
okay.
It tells the whole story, and it brings it maybe up to. As a matter of fact, I think it's narrated by Chris Paul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's narrated by Chris Paul, but it's an excellent story. Bob Dandridge is in there.
Norfolk State.
Yeah, so it's all those college players and excellent history lesson. It'll be something that I guarantee you will greatly appreciate.
Why did it take so long for him to get in the Hall of Fame, man? That's crazy.
Man, was he a monster?
My roommate loved him, right? Because DC, and so he wins a championship with the Bucks, and then he wins a championship with the Bullets.
Yes.
Oh man,
yes.
That's all I would hear with Bobby D.
Bobby D was, and he was a really nice guy.
Tennessee State is where Dick Barnett went.
Yeah, okay, Tennessee State. But it's gonna show. But I'm telling you, like 1% of what it's gonna show you. I mean, it's a ton. It's a ton more. I mean, it's all very interesting. It tells the story of Holly, the black coach that was like.
Was it Coach Gaines at Winston-Salem?
Okay, he was a very good friend with Coach Gaines, but he was like.
Oh no, I know you're talking about. Right. Oh man. Oh God, what's that dude's name?
Light-skinned man.
Right. Oh yeah, because he was on the ground floor of the NBA. Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
And it tells you about like this game that was never supposed to happen. I believe it was either Duke or North Carolina. It was illegal for black kids to play against white kids in his team. Coach. His name's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot think of what it is, but I'm telling you, Keith, it'll be if you watch the documentary, you're gonna talk about it on your show.
Okay. And it's called again, just
Black Magic.
Black Magic. They called he was from Philly, but they called Earl Monroe Black Jesus.
Black Jesus before George. Before George.
And what's amazing when they put Jesus on you, like as your name. You got it's like what's my guy Ray Allen and he got Gabe. That's Jesus Shuttlesworth. Yeah, come on, man.
Right.
Your game got to be cold, man. They named you after Jesus.
Right.
Come on.
Right. But they show Earl Monroe at the Rucker. They show God, what's the brother's name? Pee Wee Ferguson. No, I'm Pee Wee. God, not Pee Wee Ferguson.
No, that. But same business. They both in the same business.
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Right. And he went to Winston-Salem, but he said he was losing money being in college, so he went back to New York to sell drugs.
No. What happened is the Bulls drafted him.
Right.
Offered him $25,000, and dude was like, "I got more money than my
Right. It was. And I just saw a movie where he plays one of the coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a legend there. But
at Rucker Park.
At Rucker, man.
He's a good friend with Artie Green. Artie Green is like the top 50, top 100 players to ever play at the Rucker.
I got an Artie Green story for you. I'm working for a group called the Fresh Air Fund in New York City, right? And so the brother said, "Hey, man, where you from?" I said, "Oh, man, I'm from Milwaukee." He said, "Oh, Artie Green." I was like, yeah. He said, let me tell you Artie's story. He said, we playing in the Rutgers. Artie fouls out. They had to shut it down. They had to shut it down. It was over. Artie, man. Ooh.
Artie told me about that. He said, man, like when I went to play, if I fouled out,
right,
everybody left.
Dude said they shut it down.
Yeah, Artie told me that. Yeah, Artie told me that. So,
and to get a chance to play against him and find out how good in person he was. You see him on TV. Real quick, I was at Our Avenue. And so, we would have guys come in, and one of the best matchups I ever saw was Ernie Montgomery and Artie Green. Oh, my God. Ooh. They went at it, man.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a unmovable, unstoppable force against an unmovable object, or however.
Oh man, his game was just so. And it's but we talk about this when you talk about coaching kids. You have to teach them discipline, because in the NBA, even in college, but in the NBA, it's not so much how talented you are, because everybody got skills. Do you show up on time? Right? Do you do what you're asked to do once you get there? So you see this dude, like, why he in the NBA? He's doing what he's supposed to do to stay there.
Ain't no question. Because sometimes it comes down to like the 12th man, the 11th man. They're not gonna play anyway.
Right.
Yeah, you see that be somebody good to have around. Brother, I hear your music on. Listen, y'all have a great day.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's like Finances, right? People like, let him go. He only getting paid $1.5 million. We can afford him. You're listening to Community Voice. We're up on the last break of the program. We'll be right back.
Calling all high school students. Do you act, sing, or play an instrument? Are you a scientist, filmmaker, playwright, or visual artist? If so, the NAACP Afro-Academic Cultural, Technological, Scientific Olympics program is for you. Sign up to compete in the local AXO competition on Sunday, April 21st. Gold medalists will automatically win an opportunity to compete at the National NAACP AXO competition in Las Vegas, Nevada this summer. With 32 AXO categories to choose from, there's definitely room to shine. For more information about the NAACP AXO program, visit NAACPMKE.org or call 414-562-1000.
The Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program end of the season is approaching. Don't miss out on benefits and help with your WE energy bill. Just go to keepwarmmke.org. It's made it easy for you to schedule an appointment. You may also call 414-270-4653. Don't delay. Call us today. Again, that's 414-270-4653. Or visit us online at keepwarmmke.org. This is administered by the State of Wisconsin Home Energy Plus Program.
Habari Ghani, this is the voice of the community, found on WNOV 860 AM, W293CX 106.5 FM. I'm Kwaku Asi, better known as the Blacksmith, Milwaukee's favorite psychologist, host of Nayumbu Upendo. This show will air every Wednesday from 11 to 12, where we will talk on all things mental health. When you need a healing for your mind, body, and soul, come to Nayumbu Upendo.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice as we finish up. Let me thank Michelle. Let me thank Debo. Let me thank Carvey, all you, the callers. Good Lord willing, Creek don't rise. We hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go from this place in peace.